Hi, I'm Tammy Gottstein. Welcome to Tammy's Window on Calaveras. I have with me today a really nice and handsome man. His name is Adam Gottstein, and he's from a group called Over the Edge. Now, I am really excited to be talking with him because apparently I don't get around very much. I don't know about your band, but I know the people here at the studio are thrilled to have you.
Well, thank you.
And so they know about you. They know that you're wonderful, and I've been out of the loop. I need to catch up. So
That's
tell
all right.
me about your band and about yourself.
I'll be happy to do that. You'll be indoctrinated as of this afternoon.
Perfect.
So I actually live over in Amador County with my wife, and 13 years ago was approached by a guy who literally walked up to me. It's a much longer story, but he walked up to me in a music setting and said, "Hi, my name's Dave Hollab, and you and I are going to play music together."
Had you been playing music, or did he just think you looked musical? Because that's a gift.
No, it's a logical question. No, I had been playing music. He had played earlier, but I had not heard him.
Okay.
And he plays violin, and he's quite accomplished. And someone just walks up to you and out of the blue introduces themselves that way. I said, "Oh, okay, great." That was in 2002 at the Volcano Union Inn in the little town of Volcano. There had been some music going on there. Dave played earlier, I played by myself a little bit later, and introductions are made. A week later, he and I are actually getting together for the first time, right around the 4th of July in 2002. And the rest is history. As I say, this was 13 years ago.
He plays violin and you play guitar?
That's correct.
And those go together?
Well, they do, and I think a lot of people look at a guitar and a violin, and they normally think bluegrass, or country music. There are a lot of things that we're not. Okay. We're not a bluegrass band. We're not a country band. We do a little bit of rockabilly music. We do some traditional songs that might be interpreted as quasi, indie country rock. Maybe, I don't know. I let other people decide.
Indie country rock.
Well, I'll let them decide what they want to call our music.
Cool.
But the band has expanded. So in 2002, Dave and I got together, and for 7 years it was just the two of us, and we played mostly in wineries in Shenandoah Valley and venues and wineries over here in Calaveras. And at that time, 7 years later, it would be 2009, a guy hears us play, walks up to us, introduces himself, and says, "Well, you need a bass player." And we're like, "No, we don't." And he said, "Oh, yeah, you do." And we're like, No. And he said, "Yeah, you do." So we invited him to come to a rehearsal. It sounded pretty good.
Really?
It sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
So his name is Joe Bellamy. We became a trio then, and I think you can probably see where I'm going with this. 2 years ago, a percussion player
came up and introduced himself
and said,
"You need a drummer?"
Well, percussion player, yeah. And we said, "Oh, no, we don't." We're a quartet. His name,
my gosh.
His name, by the way, is Alan Alexopoulos, and he is phenomenal.
Really? Now, so are they the only people that have come up to you and said this, and it's always worked, or have you had people in between who've tried and they
That's
haven't
a good
worked
question.
out?
No one else has ever said, "Oh, I want to play with Over the Edge." I can't honestly say that no one else has, but these two guys, both fine musicians, both in Amador County, as are Dave and myself.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, show up at a rehearsal, let's hear what it sounds like.
Oh my
and
gosh.
One thing led to another, and today we're a quartet.
You guys were just meant to be then.
I think so.
Meant to find each other.
I think so.
That is so neat. Are you guys all about the same age, and you all came liking the same sort of music, and that's why you clicked?
We're of a similar age. There's a bit of a range. As I just mentioned, I'm getting ready to turn 60 here. Alan's the youngest, in his mid-50s. Joe is on the other side in that decade over there. Joe is, in many ways, the most seasoned musician in terms of background. He ran a recording studio in Los Angeles for over 30 years, and he had a lot of famous people run through his studio. He played actually with Johnny Mathis on tour for a while, so he's quite accomplished.
Oh, that is great.
And we all have our bios, but yeah, I would say a fair amount of the music in Over the Edge is original, most of which I've written. And I think the appeal to the other musicians in our band is, oh, this is different music. This is not easily categorized, and I like it. It's highly rhythmic, leans towards, at times, because I have a hard time describing our music, it leans towards sort of what I say is acoustic Latin jazz. And you wouldn't look at a violin and say acoustic Latin
belongs.
jazz. Yeah. And Dave is remarkable. Dave plays an electric violin, and it looks like something from outer space.
Oh, neat. That reminds me, my parents used to listen to some group when I was younger that had electric violin. It was such a unique sound.
Yes.
But it was really cool.
Yes.
It's so futuristic.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys all make it work. That is so neat.
It's been a gift. I mean, it's been a gift for all of us just to find each other, to play music, to be a working band.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Well, my daughter, it was interesting. I was telling Jenny for a while, who was producing events in New York, and she said, Dad, by New York standards, Over the Edge is doing a rather remarkable job in rural Western Slope foothill counties.
Yeah.
By New York standards, the amount of gigs that you guys get and the amount of money that you get is shockingly good.
That's awesome. There are so many, I know from doing this show, there's so many talented people in our county. In Amador and Calaveras, Tuolumne, we are surrounded by all of you super talented people.
It's amazing.
And for those of you to find work and people who want you to come and perform and represent them,
yes,
or entertain their audience, that is so neat. There's such a lot of people to choose from.
Yeah, there's a wealth of talent, and a lot of times it's sort of hidden. They're in these sort of cultural pockets tucked away into the woods, but I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people who are phenomenal. I can vouch for so many bands, individual musicians and bands in Amador, a number of them over here in Calaveras, and really what is very compatible is the whole wine industry. So you've got, and I say wine, I'm not saying those are the exclusive venues that we play in, but when you have a high-end product, award-winning, red wines and white wines that are produced in Calaveras and Amador, you've got venues that want to have good music, and they want to feature different kinds of music, not your traditional rock and roll or cover band or blues or whatever. So Over the Edge has been very fortunate over the years.
They want the indie pop rock country band.
You said it, Tammy, not me, okay?
Now, besides the local performances, I understand that you guys had some big time Giants performance. I've got to hear about that.
Oh, I am wearing my jersey. I hadn't. Oh, you're right.
Do you need that when you're done? Because my son would love to have that. That's awesome.
Everything's for sale, okay? It's a very long story. I will do my best to condense it. I'm a native of San Francisco. Giants have always been my baseball team. As a kid of 11 and 12, I sang with the San Francisco Boys Chorus. You had to audition to get into the Boys Chorus, and it was a world-renowned chorus, and we traveled and performed and so on and so forth.
So you couldn't just show up and say, I think you need a singer, and you got in.
It didn't work that way.
Okay.
That would have been nice, but it didn't work that way. No, I remember how stressful it was as an 11-year-old to be auditioning and being accepted eventually, and it was pretty exciting. So now I'm an alum of the San Francisco Boys Chorus, and as a result, I go back and I help with fundraising efforts. They hire me to run an auction that they have for the last 3 years. Well, they've had it longer than that, but for the last 3 years, I've been the auctioneer for the San Francisco Boys Chorus, and it's a big gala fundraising event.
Nice.
So one of the high rollers, a wonderful organization based in the Bay Area, in Pleasanton to be exact, bid on a custom Over the Edge concert. And won. Yeah. And they said, well, here's the deal. We're thinking of having our company picnic at AT&T Park in San Francisco. We want to take all of our staff and all their spouses and kids and throw a big company appreciation party at AT&T. Would you consider performing there? And we thought about it for about 2.3 seconds.
I said, heck yeah.
So that was a couple of years ago. That was 2 years ago, and it was cool to be able to say, oh yeah, Over the Edge, this little band from Amador County is heading down to AT&T Park in San Francisco, which of course is my old hometown, and that we're getting to play there. So we did, and on that date 2 years ago, the company that hired us for this private event, essentially, made introductions between our band and the front office of the San Francisco Giants. The following year, this would be last year in 2014, the Giants put on a number of events throughout the year. A lot of them are pre-game events. And one of them was something called Wine Fest. And they wanted to have Over the Edge come in, play music, and they had about 17 or 18 wineries from Lodi, all pouring wine, and this was outdoors beyond the center field wall, and there were about 17 or 1,800 people there, so we were up in front of a significant crowd, and it wasn't like a sit-down concert, but we were definitely part of the party atmosphere. So now we're on the Giants radar.
Uh-huh.
If you go to sfgiants.com and you say, well, I'd like to do the national anthem. Oh, I see. It's an audition process.
Okay.
So we got a friend to videotape just Dave and myself. And the reason why I went with just the two of us,
the violinist,
the violin player and guitar,
yourself.
and we
Okay.
didn't sing it. This is an instrumental version.
Oh,
okay. I thought, you know, if you're going to audition for a sports franchise, unless you're famous like Carlos Santana or the members of Metallica, you know, if you're just some nobody knows who you are band, I thought the smaller we'd keep it, the better our chances were of being selected. And I don't know if that ended up being true or not, but from November 1st through the end of February is the audition period.
Okay.
We get this DVD, we send it in. 3 weeks later, I get an email saying, hey, you guys are fantastic. We definitely want to have you come down and perform the national anthem. Oh. Are you available on such and so a date? I nearly fell out of my chair.
Sure.
So I'm gonna wrap up the story, I promise, Tammy. So
no, we have time. Tell me. This
okay,
is so cool.
well, okay.
This is so
I'm
cool.
in my office. My wife is over here. She's working.
Yeah.
And Dave and I have a code. We're the ones who primarily book the gigs that we get. So when one of us calls the other, or the other calls the one, and we say, "Hey, what are you doing on such and so a date?" That's kind of code for, "Hey, we've got an inquiry for a gig, and are you available?"
Right.
So we start with each other, and then we check in with Joe, our keyboard player, and then our percussion player after that. So I said to Dave, hey Dave, what are you doing on July 11th? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Mimi and I are taking off to go visit our daughter in Chicago. Let me see, what are the dates? Oh no, we're leaving on the 15th. No, I think the 11th is good. Why? What do you got? And I said, well, how would you like to do the national anthem in front of 42,000 people in San Francisco? This was the first time my wife had heard that we were offered the gig.
Wow.
She knew that we sent in the audition,
Yeah.
but she didn't hear that we were accepted. She lets out this blood-curdling scream. Dave is like silent. You know, chirp, 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 crickets in the background. And he thought maybe I was teasing him. I was joking. I was pranking him. But
it was
that's
the
story.
real deal. Oh my gosh, that's neat. And what was it like when you did it?
I have to tell you, we
have a clip of it.
We do?
We should watch that, and then you tell me what it was actually
Let's
like.
do that.
Oh my gosh, do you guys have the clip ready? That is so cool. Oh my gosh. I love that ending. You guys kind of look like you were enjoying yourself.
We should have been really nervous.
You weren't?
We were the coolest cucumbers in the box. One thing that I think contributed, or two things. One, we practiced. I mean, believe it or not, we played that many, many times.
Sure. Yeah.
The theory being that we wanted to be as comfortable with playing it so that once we were out there, it was like, okay, we can do this in our sleep.
Yeah.
The other thing was that Alan, our percussion player, he and his wife have a beautiful 41-foot sailboat down in Redwood City. They brought it up to San Francisco that day, and so we all sat out on this sailing yacht in South Beach Harbor. And Dave and I didn't drink. You know, normally we'd have a beer or two, but we didn't. No, today is like, no, let's keep the heads clear. But we were just on the water. It was mellow, and it's right outside the stadium. So for a couple of hours, we're hanging out, we're just talking, and so on and so forth. So, and the other thing too, this is just one thing that is worth bringing up. You know, a lot of singers for the national anthem, or I don't know if you've ever heard, for example, Jimi Hendrix, the famous Jimi Hendrix version of the national anthem. I'm not saying this about Jimmy, I have too much respect for him, but a lot of singers try to make their career on this one song. Right. And they do things with the melody and the phrasing and the arranging that leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. And I said to Dave, I said, well, you know, we're over the edge, man. I mean, we can kind of shred this thing a little bit. And to his credit, and Dave, I hope you're watching this somewhere, he said, no, this is our national anthem. I want to play it straight. I want to do it with respect. And so the version that we ended up doing, except for the last three notes, of course, was very straightforward and we hope, very respectful. I love that. I was going to mention, my in-laws, they're 90 years old, and they love watching sports. And whenever someone is on there to sing or perform the national anthem, that means so much to them when they stick to the original. That is, they think that is so respectful, like you said. It means so much to them. It is kind of neat to hear somebody switch it up a little bit once in a while, but yeah, you want the original, the real deal. I love the way you did it. Well, thank you. Now, what made you think of taking the end up a notch like that? I would never thought about that, but my brain doesn't work that way. Music, I just don't. Listen, you have an opportunity. You're in front of a whole pile of people. What you couldn't see here was that they have a cameraman there, and so we're being broadcast up on what's called the Jumbotron, which is like the billboard inside of AT&T Park. So for the most part, 42,000 people are looking at the screen, the two of us up there, as opposed to these little dots down on the field. And we thought, you know, this is our shot, right? This is our one shot to sort of make an impression. They even put our name up there. They didn't put our website, but they did put our name up there, Over the Edge. And come to find out that there was an actual spike on our website. Oh, I bet. During the game and then shortly afterwards. But a little flair at the very end that just kind of shows off his virtuosity, especially, was something that we felt was appropriate. I love it. Yeah. So I just love it. Now, you mentioned that you have a website? We do. Tell me what the website name is. Please. It's called, you have to add the word music to the band name. So our band is Over the Edge. So it's overtheedgemusic.com. You can also find us on Facebook. But for anyone who's interested in finding out where Over the Edge is playing next, it's definitely on our website, on our events page. And once again, that's overtheedgemusic.com. And we can be found on Facebook as well. And if anyone is interested in booking our band, I can tell you a little pitch right here that we're going to be at the Alchemy Market and Cafe in Murphy's. Good. When is that? This next Tuesday. August 18th. We play there about 6 times a year. They have tremendous winemakers dinners. On Tuesdays, and so Over the Edge gets to play there along with other bands throughout the year. Will it be all 4 of you performing there? It'll be the trio version of Over the Edge. Alan, our percussion player's got a 9 to 5. Poor guy can't make a midweek gig. Oh, that'd be so hard. Oh my gosh. And then one other plug I should say, on the 28th of August, we're going to be at Bella Grace Vineyards, their tasting room in downtown Sutter Creek. Oh, nice. So our band gets around to the wineries and places like that, Driven Cellars on Crush Weekend in Shenandoah Valley, et cetera, in October. Oh, you guys are busy. You're booked way ahead. Oh, yeah. Love that. Good bands are. Hey, I want to hear you play a little bit. Are you ready for that? Do you have something in mind? I did. I brought my guitar. And by the way, you are not making me cry. I am so sorry. My allergies are crazy with all the smoke in the air. Darn it. I was just getting ready to do a ballad, and I just assumed that was... So really, he's a nice guy. He's not making me cry. No, I'm not going to do a ballad. Whatever you'd like. This is a tune that I wrote, the introduction of which is too long. And, you know, I'm normally in a quartet setting, right? Yeah. And so Dave has a violin solo. Joe Bellamy, who plays keyboards, will have a keyboard solo. So all these songs are going to be kind of unplugged and a little bit naked as a result. But you'll get the idea. This is a tune called You Say Crazy. Okay. stand up on a mountain, gonna shout it on down. Standing on a crowded street corner, yeah, with people all around. You say crazy like it's a bad thing. I say, baby, crazy makes me sing. My love for you, yeah, yeah, yeah. My love for you, yeah. It's a declaration. It's written in stone. Yielding to temptation, I shout into the telephone. You say crazy like it's a bad thing. What's the matter with you, Tammy? I say, baby, crazy, it makes me sing. My love for you, yeah, 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 yeah. My love for you, yeah. Come on, baby, admit it. You like my wild affection. Even though your friends say, hey, it borders on obsession. You say crazy like it's a bad thing. I say, baby, crazy makes me sing. My love for you. My love for you, yeah.
You wrote that?
I wrote that.
Oh, I love it. That should be on the radio.
Well, it's on our CD. Oh, it's on our CD.
Well, I was going to ask you about that.
I'm terrible. What are you guys doing putting up with me anyhow?
You have 9 songs on here.
There are 9 songs on this
You say
CD.
crazy number 7. I'm going to be playing that on the way home.
Yes, you will. Loud.
Look for this CD, Over the Edge. Can they buy this online?
They can buy it online. They can go to our website, which is what
Okay.
we prefer. overtheedgemusic.com. Go right to listen to and purchase music. That CD is on there along with a couple of others, but that is the most current one. It was recorded live in Volcano, hence the name.
Live in Volcano.
Live in Volcano.
Yeah.
And the acoustics were good, and the recording is actually quite good. For a live show, it turned out well. And these are all original songs on here, all 9.
They all are?
9 original songs.
You wrote them all, or do you guys?
I wrote most of them. Is Hot Rod Special on there? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Hot
Number
Rod
5.
Special was written by Dave,
Okay.
who shreds this song. He absolutely tears it up, and it's a
wow.
great song. Very fast and up-tempo, very kind of Charlie Daniels-ish, sort of.
Yeah.
But it's definitely
You know,
Dave.
I like the tone of your voice. I'm thinking next time you're invited to go perform the national anthem,
Yes.
you should sing it
Maybe
too.
sing it.
Yeah.
The only problem with
Mix
that is
it up
that
a bit.
yeah. As we all know, the national anthem starts down here and ends up here, and it's such a huge range. That's why I think singers struggle with it.
You could do it, and I like when you get that little raspy thing in your
Okay.
voice. Yeah.
I'll give that some thought.
Yeah, we'll have to find a place where you can add it, I'll think. But I like that.
Book us, darling.
I know I
Find a
should.
sports franchise. We'll be there.
Oh my God, that was incredible.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun. It's one of those almost kind of bucket list items you can say, okay,
Yeah.
we've done that now. That was a cool thing, and we have it on video, obviously.
Oh, well, I know. I mean, that was incredible. I mean, what you just did was incredible too.
Oh, thank you.
I loved it.
Thank you.
I loved it. So we have like 5 minutes left. Do you have another one you can do for me?
Oh, probably.
Something on the top of your head? And you make it look so easy too. I keep watching your fingers while you're playing. It looks so easy, but I know it's not.
Well, I've been doing this for a little while. I'll do a real shortened version of a song that I wrote about my wife, for my wife, and to my wife. We've been married 32 years, and she is the center of my universe. And her name is Meg, and I should say that we met in a recording studio. Meg herself has a phenomenal voice.
Really?
So this
Bring
is,
her on with you next time.
Yeah, that can be done.
Yeah.
Believe me, that can be done. So this song is called "You Are the Reason."
Okay.
And like I said, I'm going to do a short version because there's a lot of solos.
Okay.
And also, this is a little bit of that Latin rhythm I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I never realized the shape and sound. The edge is sharper all around. You bring me focus, you make me smile. You are the reason I'm living. Baby, yeah, you are the reason I'm here. I only hope I can give to you a simple loving point of view from which to see what you mean to me. You are the reason I'm living. Baby, yeah, you are the reason I'm here. All day and all night, I count my blessings. Your love's the best thing that's ever happened to me. All day and all night, count my blessings. Your love's the best thing, yeah, that's ever happened to me. Yeah, that's ever happened to me. To feel the cool of an ocean breeze is to describe how you feel to me. You chill me out with the love that you'll give that. You are the reason I'm living. Baby, yeah, you are the reason I'm here. All day and all night, count my blessings. Your love's the best thing, yeah, that's ever happened to me. All day and all night, count my blessings. Your love's the best thing, yeah, that's ever happened to me. Yeah, that's ever happened to me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think that song is one of the primary reasons we're still married.
And I am so jealous that no one's ever written a song like that for me.
I'll have a little chat with your husband. We'll get this all taken care of.
Please do. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot, we're almost out of time. I have so much more to ask you. You need to come back.
We can do this.
That would be great.
We can definitely do this.
I'm so happy to have met you.
Likewise.
I'm so thankful that these people here at the studio know what's going on out there. They booked you.
You stick with them. They'll set you straight.
Oh, seriously. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Tell us again one more time the name of your website.
OverTheEdgeMusic.com.
Okay.
We're going to be playing at the Alchemy Market and Cafe in Murphy's from 5:30 to 8 o'clock this Tuesday on the 18th. So for the Calaveras folks, please come on out and hear us. Make reservations. Dinner reservations are required.
Awesome.
And otherwise, just go to our website to see where we're playing next.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Adam.
That was my pleasure.
Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time on Tammy's Window on Calaveras. That was so beautiful.